back and listen to.
Bezat Hashem. Well, you want to go further? I mean, you decide right now. So today is what? We are on the 17th of the month of Tammuz of Av. I'm going back. 17th.
The complete the opposite.
Obviously.
Today's my mother-in-law's yard side.
Oh wow.
Asiya Bat Yitzhak.
Sounds like a young girl, huh?
She was 62.
How much?
She was 62. It's 10 years already. 10 years.
Wow. Or you look too young. One of those guys. Okay, today is Wednesday. The fourth day of the Parashat Ekev, Bezat Hashem. We're here back at the limud of Halachah. I mean, so we're holding by a Rishman Dalet. Right? Which malachot the goy is allowed to do for a Jew? Okay, so let's just do Chazara. It's Kedai. Because here, Rishman Dalet. From the beginning. We'll go from the beginning. Rabbi Yaakov, 1 second. Oh wow. Rabbi Yaakov, Chawat.
פוסק אדם אם האינו יהודי על המלאכה וקוצץ דמים והאינו יהודי עושה לעצמו.
That's more. So basically, you're allowed to make a contract with the goy, and you're telling him you're paying him for the job. You're not paying him daily, not hourly. You're paying him for the job. And the goy does malacha on Shabbat for himself, and he chooses to do it on Shabbat. He could do it the other days.
Yeah.
But okay, but again, that's halachically speaking, it's 100% mutar. If you tell a goy to do a certain malacha, any malacha, sounds like anything, right? So Baruch tells you any malacha. You told him, here's the money, do the job. He does it on Shabbat. That's not your problem.
The neighborhood doesn't matter?
1 second.
we'll see.
Habibi, Habibi, this is the halacha. First we start the halacha.
ואף על פי שהוא עושה בשבת
Mutar. Good. So if he does it on Shabbat, it doesn't matter regardless, because he's not doing it for you. He's doing it for his profit.
במה דברים אמורים?
Oh, now we're talking. Now we're starting to dissect.
Yeah.
Where does that apply? Only b'tzinah. Something that is hidden from the eyes of humans. Does not mean over here Jews only. That's what maybe there's a whole big discussion over here. Big machloket. What does b'tzinah means? The goyim means tzina or not? Doesn't matter. We'll see. Let's go.
שאין מכירים הכל שזו המלאכה הנעשית בשבת של ישראל היא.
Right. As long as that, because not everybody, and this is an emphasis, Mishnah Berurah is going to hit on this emphasis. Shulchan Aruch says everybody has to know that this belongs to a Jew or not. Meaning, there's a significance that we'll see in a second.
Okay. אבל אם הייתה ידועה מפורסמת, אסור.
But if it's knowledgeable information to most people, then it will be prohibited. Meaning, yeah, so you now, from here I see that if you live in Daytona, where there's no Jews almost, all right, there's a whole neighborhood of Goyim, and if the Goyim around there know that the Jew boy bought this building, he's not allowed to have a Goyim renovated on Shabbat. Mashma. So far, that's what's mashma.
Yeah.
Even though it's contract. You didn't tell the Goy to do it on Shabbat. He went ahead and did it himself. But since there's no Jews there. Marita Ayin is a problem to get the Jews nichshalim. The Jews might think it's okay to do the Malach on Shabbat. We don't care about the Goyim.
So why do we care here about the...
So mashma so far, Shulchan Aruch is telling us that ein makirin. Davar yadum fursam asur. If it's known information that a Jew owns this new construction site, it's going to be prohibited.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Like the ones here for Gabush, whatever the names are, Kush.
Yeah.
You see they say Kush on it.
Right.
On Griffin. And
that's for sure. That will be for sure will be asur on Shabbat. That will be no shayla about it. Here in Hollywood, B'chalav not. And there's a lot of Jews over here, not most,
it says
but a
their
lot.
name on it also. It says the builder's name.
Besides the name, yeah.
Kush doesn't mean that it's Jewish.
No, but everyone knows their company. They own the Jews. שהרואה את האינו יהודי עושה, אינו יודע שקצץ.
Right. You didn't know that you made a contract with him.
There we know that they made a contract in the building here, so maybe it wouldn't be.
Well,
in the case of like construction, we know they make contracts.
it's true. We'll see. Right. Well, how far does the charge go?
The subcontractor hires by the day.
That will be the problem, right? So that will be a shayla. That will be a shayla.
The subcontractor.
So you just pointed out something. I didn't want to say it yet, but you said it already. Since not always the let's say, for instance,
So what
I
are you
mean, I
saying?
dealt with contractors.
So what are you saying? Every contractor you hire has to work with his own hands? That's not allowed
No,
to
but
hire
again,
employees?
but the
Of
problem is, so that's right, but we already discussed that if you hire one hand and then he hires somebody else to work for you for Shabbat, he working on Shabbat here.
You pay the guy a contract, but he hires the guy by the day. And
No,
he
but
gets-
that's second, but that's not my problem. That's not the problem. You know, so subcontractor is a problem. That will be a problem. Or maybe you had your hand into it. You guys are rushing. The inspector is coming on Monday, and before the inspector comes, you're gonna have to wait another 3 months. So what do? You hire people who work on Shabbat. So the question is, do we go that far in Chashat? The people
No,
don't know.
you just give the guy a deadline. I don't care if you have to bring 3 people or 30.
Good. So
Finish by
now,
Monday.
so you're right. So maybe you are pressuring.
If you're giving him a job Friday
that's gonna be the
afternoon,
question.
Back off though.
But that's the question. The question is, aid is going to be, is it enough time to complete the job without pressuring him to work on Shabbat? That's going to be very important Nikudah later on. Can you tell him this, what you just said? I don't care how you do it, you're doing the job, and you know for a
you
fact,
can work every day till 9 o'clock at
but
night.
he doesn't, you're right, and without Shabbat it's not possible.
I've been through it.
Habibi, without
I had to
Shabbat,
do
it's not
emergency.
possible.
I had to do
Let's say
Sorry.
you know he's not going to do.
You know without Shabbat it's not possible.
Let's say you know he's going to leave at 5.
Everything is possible.
Huh?
Let's say you know he's going to leave at
No,
5.
he's going to leave by 12 o'clock at night. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's not possible to finish the job.
First of all,
Finish the
if
job.
you have a fire deadline,
Yeah.
you're hiring, first of all, a specific contractor because you have fire. Let's say the city came, you have to do emergency work. I've been through it. Emergency work.
Right.
If you don't finish it by a certain, the city will come in and do work and bring it in, and it costs you 4 times the amount.
Right.
Right? So it's sometimes you have to do it. And you have to tell the guy, listen, you have to finish
Okay, so
by
good. This
this
is a
date
good
and by
question.
this time.
This is a good question. The
it's-
city
it's-
said by Monday it must be done, and if it's not done by Monday, you will have to spend another $100,000. Also, there's there's going to be a lot of rules where there will be allowances. We'll see. לעשות ברכה, לפיכך,
ואומר שפלוני שכר
שרואה את אינו יהודי, כן?
אינו יהודי לעשות לו מלאכה בשבת.
Right?
The issues could come up.
לפיכך.
Yeah.
Therefore, listen to this. Look at
So
this.
we're worried that the goy, the ploni, whoever that is, will say.
No. Well, we're worried that he told the go to the
He
goy,
will say the
go
Jew
work on
hired
Shabbat.
a non-Jew and specifically on Shabbat.
Right.
Shabbat.
לפיכך,
לפיכך, הפוסק, אם היינו יהודי לבנות לו חצרו או כותלו, או לקצור לו שדהו, אם הייתה המלאכה במדינה או בתוך התחום, אסור לו להניח.
you know what's going on here? Is if a person hires a goy to do a job, to build a wall, to put the grass, put the concrete. If it's in the vicinity of a city boundaries, it will be prohibited, and you must stop him from doing it.
Within the city boundaries?
You're right.
Meaning over the Jewish side.
Right. I didn't hear that. I don't hear that here. He says, "B'mdina or b'toch hatchum." Not more than just that. Here's the city, and you have 2,000 amot all around. Even that, or 2,000 amot around, will be also prohibited. Because again, it's within the city boundaries. In the city, will be prohibited because everybody knows it's kush real estate.
מפני הרועים, because of people that will see.
Aye.
אינם יודעים שפסק, and they won't know that he
That-
did a contract.
Right.
They'll think he did day by day hiring.
Not necessarily. Is America considered to be a contract country? But you know what? In America, in real estate, when you go to real estate, I say, I'm taking the real estate. How you know I'm taking it? Very simple rule. There is no rules in real estate. There's no rules in real estate. You make your own rules as you go. If you make a katzvut, when you make a deal, your deal is the contract. The government is not allowed to tell you how to make a contract.
Yeah. Oh, they have some standard stuff you can use,
Again,
but yeah.
not standard stuff. We're not talking about standard stuff. We're not talking about, but again, the general rule in real estate, there is no rule.
So what are you trying to say?
So over here, you're right. Some people hire a job. Some people hire per day.
Okay, so if some people hire by day, then that's a problem.
It's not some. That's a question. You said if everybody knows that people hire in America in place only by contract.
Right, then it's
so
fine.
not only by contract.
Right.
Show
but
me
if
one place.
1% does.
Show me one
I
place.
never said there's a place.
There is no.
What
That's
if
the
you have a
problem.
situation where the city is forcing you to work? forcing you. They
Again, okay,
mandate.
that's your question. We already we're
Yeah,
gonna get to it.
Yeah.
That's called hepset.
Yeah, that's already next
That's called a loss. Where there is a loss, we're not talking about the loss here yet. We didn't get that far yet.
Okay.
We're here talking about a general. If you have a contractor, like Rabbi Yaakov wanted to point out, right, where he wanted to hit me from the left, he wanted to give me a left jab, so I'm giving him a right jab. I'm telling him, by the way, Habibi, you find me a place that has contracts. Today, so many people misunderstand this halakha. He's telling you that it's, first of all, we didn't even get to that far yet. We didn't discuss what happens in locations when you have this and that. Today, first of all, in America, it's out of question. America is not a place where everybody does everything with a contract.
What about like a mechanic? Even that's not a contract? Like fixing your car.
Okay, so generally, there's a lot of rabbanim who are matirim. I have a problem with that in America. In Israel, maybe it's a mutar, maybe they're learning it wrong. In America, it's a problem because every mechanic you go, every job is done by an hour labor. Legally,
But
the law of the land.
By the owner of the shop, not by you.
It doesn't matter, but the law of the land is, it says clearly, the mechanics work here at $125 an hour.
Right.
Boom, boom,
But
boom,
that-
boom, boom. So even though you went ahead, question is, if you go ahead and you say,
tell
fix
the
me a
guy-
job,
yeah.
let's say a transmission, that tells you $5,000.
Right.
So in reality, even though you have a machir katsuv,
Yeah.
you have a set price, but the question would be, does the law of the land override that?
No,
The
but-
law of the land says there is no such a thing as in mechanics that you're paying them by a job. You're paying them by hour only.
Right, but that's the owner doing that.
I don't know. It's not the owner. It's the law of the land.
I'm saying who's paying them?
It doesn't matter who's paying what.
Because
Question
technically
is,
the guy
technically you are paying it.
No, but
No,
nobody
you're not,
follows
because-
it.
But you're paying it. Your $5,000 is paying it. The question is, how is it split?
Well, the guy you paid 5,000 could technically do the work himself.
Technically, yes or
You
no.
paid him. He chooses.
Even
not to-
him.
Yeah.
Even him.
what's
The
the
sign
problem?
does not say that the owner one price, the employee the other price. The sign, and by the way, most employers will play that trick. They're like, oh, you see $125 an hour, that's the law of the land, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that will be, when we get there, we'll discuss that. Okay, I don't know. Right now, so he's telling us like this.
Right.
So you're going to be prohibited. If it's everybody will know, people will be choshed, actually. People will think that you hire him to do work on Shabbat. If it's in the paresia, in the city. Outside of the city, Betzina, like let's say in a forest, we discussed, right? You have a house, somebody built a house in the forest, and now he has any problems or finished building it. Over there, you could hire a goy by contract and tell him, go finish up the job.
Why is that any
It's
better
tzina.
than in the city?
It's tzina. But nobody sees it. In the city, there's always
Nobody
people
sees
seeing it.
Okay.
But over there in the forest, nobody sees it, so that will be allowed. Okay, so far.
ואפילו, רמה says, ואפילו אם דר בין אינם יהודים, יש לחוש לאורחים הבאים שם, או לבני ביתו, שיחשדו אותו.
So here, it adds the reminder, he says, why don't you follow me?
So he seems like
The,
the Rama
even the Ramah says, what about a person who lives amongst the goyim? So what does that mean? So far, Shulchan Aruch is talking about what? Jewish
Amongst
neighborhoods.
Jews, yeah.
So far, here's the clarity. The Ramah, he clarifies for us. So he adds, however, I would add, he says, if somebody lives in the Goyish neighborhood, for instance, let's say Fort Lauderdale, there's not so many shuls over there. I don't know how many shuls are in Fort Lauderdale.
Daytona.
Over there, that's fine. Let's say Daytona, there's Jews, there's Chabad over there. I don't know if Fort Lauderdale has Chabad. How many Stama they do? Where's Chabad? There's Coco always, right?
Mississippi.
Huh?
Mississippi.
Mississippi? No, nothing there.
No, Fort Lauderdale has, sure.
Yeah, Fort Lauderdale. I'm talking about like in that neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale. Even though they call us Fort Lauderdale, we're not Fort Lauderdale. I'm talking about like 25-minute drive. 25-minute drive towards Boca.
That's still this city because there's houses.
25 minutes there is.
That's still within the city of Hollywood. Technically, it's all one city.
One city.
Halachically.
Okay, so let's take I don't know some hole in Alaska.
There you go.
Some hole in Alaska.
There you
Right?
go.
That's Sterling, the city of Hollywood is.
No, the city lines are not. That's not how halacha determines what a city is.
No, some hole in Alaska where you have a whole town
As
of
long
15
as there's
residents.
houses, it's considered one city. Like as long as there's a continuation of the
Right?
houses.
Yeah, go. You have in Alaska, you have a whole town of 15 members of the town.
Yeah.
And there's a mayor,
There's the assistants.
and there's I love it. I love America. 15 families in the whole town. There's the mayor already, and there's a election and the voting. Yeah. Baruch Hashem. So now over there, can I put? No. Sounds like no. According to Ramah, he says no. You can't put up a structure over there on Shabbat because visitors will come. How do you know? Maybe there's a Jew visiting one of those 15 members.
Yeah.
That will be asur. That's what he
But
said.
let's say you don't live there even.
Again, since your name is in it, that's no matter cares.
Because he says specifically, "Va'afilu im dar," if he lives.
Dar ben ha'en
He doesn't say- he
Yehudi.
doesn't-
So dar over there, I would assume that he's talking about your building.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're dar there. What do you mean a dar? You're not there yet. You just bought a
He doesn't
property.
say that. He says you're living there.
Again,
So that-
as long as the dar,
doesn't go-
what is it implying to you? People know you.
Right, but let's say they don't know
Running
who owns
around
it. You're
the
building an
other-
igloo in
If
Alaska.
nobody knows you, right? But the problem is maybe a problem later on when you're gonna come
It
in.
doesn't say that. No.
Hold on, let's say you're gonna live there. So here,
You don't
but
wanna
in the
live
end,
there.
he's living again. So that's gonna be the nakuda.
okay, fine.
Why he's using specifically the word dar
Okay.
to get you catch 22 from both sides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. In the end, the result it will be no knowledge that you were mechalel Shabbat. Okay. ואם הייתה המלאכה
המלאכה חוץ לתחום, וגם אין עיר אחרת בתוך תחומו, של מקום שעושים בו מלאכה, מותר.
Again, here's Adgasha. Here's what Shulchan Aruch is telling you. As long as there's no city, so it has to be in a forest. You're building a house. You hired a guy to build a house for you on Shabbat, not on Shabbat specifically, but a contract. Then it will be mutar. ואין היהודי שהכניס
מותר. ואין יהודי שהכניס צאן של ישראל,
לדיר שדהו.
לגייר שדהו.
I'm going to come on. Later on, we'll discuss 537. We'll discuss what happens where a goy shepherd took out your the stock, right? And they're all walking, roaming around. And what happens if he brings them back on Shabbat? On Shabbat, everybody sees it. The whole shiloh over there will be if obviously you hire them or not for that purpose. Okay, let's go back to Mishnah Berurah. Okay, so see if Habibi, we're back. Zohar, you're sleeping today. I thought you had a coffee already.
I remembered something. That's
No, what you want to say?
no. I was mamash in the situation. That's why.
Okay, Baruch Hashem.
I mean, multiple times.
No, okay, Baruch Hashem. Now, you're in a good place. You're in a good place now.
Baruch Hashem.
You know, people think that Hashem is all about punishment and everything. The best thing is a person learning Torah will not get punished for all those avirot. Why? Because very simple. He's learning, he's going to correct himself. It says over there in the Gemara, if you see Talmid Chacham is nichshal in the night, know for a fact he'll do tshuva tomorrow. Now, I'm going to ask you a quick question. Who is Talmid Chacham we're talking about? Many people have a misconception what it means Talmid Chacham. Kol ha'me'aneh Talmid Chacham, who feeds Talmid Chacham. Everybody thinks of Rav Yosef. Who doesn't want to feed Rav Yosef? I need the Gemara to tell me this.
The Shulchan Aruch says what a Talmid Chacham is.
Yeah.
Someone that you ask him anywhere, a
That's
question, and he gives you the right answers.
again, but that's not what the Gemara is talking about. The Talmid Chacham that the Gemara is talking about is not the Shulchan Aruch talking about. The Gemara is talking about Talmid Chochma. He's learning Torah. I don't need the Gemara to promise me a whole world for supporting Rav Yosef because the whole world wants to support Rav Yosef. It's a Gavai, whatever it is. The Gemara is not talking about. The Gemara is only talking about people who are what? Those misarovim, how they call them in Israel? The muktzah, they don't want to go to the army. They're learning Torah, they're nothing. They're nothings. The Gemara is praising those nothings. The ones that are learning, they're nobody yet, they're just learning. So kol ha'ma'aneh Talmid Chacham, whoever helps Talmid Chacham, whoever supports Talmid Chacham. Now the Gemara comes to tell you, it's talking about a person who's learning Torah Chochmah. That's what Talmid Chacham means in Hebrew.
Yeah.
Now the Shulchan Aruch is telling you different concepts. He's talking about kavod, where you must be mechabet. Over there, somebody was most mechabet about Bachur Yeshiva. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You're praising because your children will say, "Oh, I want to be the Bachur Yeshiva." But Talmid Chacham, where you are obligated, where you have no choice to be mechabet, that's Shulchan Aruch says that you're the ones that knows the tshuva to any question, and then you have a salary as a rabbi also. The whole zach over there. Okay. So now let's go to Ramah. I mean Mishnah Berurah. The kotzetz damim. So as long as what does that mean? Why did Shulchan Aruch says you have to set a price? A contract is you're setting a price. Hayno kablanut, meaning a contract. Shematneimo sheyaseh lo eze melacha b'sachar davar katzub. He says to him, "Here's $5,000. Do X, Y, and Z for me." V'im oseh lo betovat hana'ah. But then a goy for his own benefit, he goes ahead and he hastens the job, and it happens to be he's hastening causes to be done on Shabbat. So he's doing it for his own pleasure. Ayen lekaman b'siman reish mem zayin. Later on, 247, we'll discuss Seif Dalet in the fourth halacha. Ubesiman also in the reish nun bet 252. Seif bet. Okay, bet. So all this will be mutar. This will be allowed. You with me? Sim katan bet mutar the kivan shekatzat. Why is it mutar? Says Mishnah Berurah.
So again, the example is you hire somebody for a contract,
Right.
right? Basic, meaning so far it's a basic example.
Yeah,
You hire
yeah.
somebody for a contract.
I pay you $5,000 to be able to concrete, lay the concrete in front of my driveway. Finished. He does. Okay, now. Now in front of my driveway with all the conditions. I was ahead of myself. Okay, not in my driveway. My office. I have an office in the forest over there. I have an office building. Put up me. What's his name? Concrete.
Yeah.
So whenever he does it, this problem. Mutar. The kivan shekatzatz adata denav shekavit lemaher leashlim malachto. Since I have set the price for the job, now he is hastening it, and you doing it on Shabbat. It's for himself. And the Jew is not saying specifically he's going to have any benefit from it. So here we're maybe even hinting already,
He doesn't want you to do it on Shabbat.
we're hitting that the city is giving you a fine if you don't do it. Could be not a heter already, because over here you have ana'ah if he does malacha for Shabbat. Right? Over there, maybe even bigger problem. So far, let's see. As long as a goy could do it tomorrow and there's no benefit for the Jew, then there's no problem. But if you specifically tell him to do the Shabbat work, even in the forest when there's no Jews, will be asur. Because he's doing the malacha for you for Shabbat, that will be asur. Okay, as it says over there, look at later on. Siman Reish Mem Zayin. Okay. Betzina. How about in a scrupulous place? What does that mean? Hainu shehi melechet tzina. It's not publicized. Nobody sees it. Levisheena kol makirin shehi shel Israel u'kamo shemfaresh. Not everybody knows this belongs to a Jew. Avar in achina amida afilu im hu oseh ota befaresia shareh. So in that case, that if it's not known that this belongs to a Jew, even in a publicly place, everybody knows that there's job done on Shabbat. As long as nobody, it's not Jews. Nobody knows. Nobody has a suspicion that it belongs to a Jew. Will be mutar. Kivan de hamelacha atzma en yadua she'ish shel Israel, because not everybody knows that it's for a Jew. So ish Mazliach says v'chen nira medivrei Abba. So also condition over here that it cannot be done in the Jew's house. That's another condition. That's about that. Okay. Dalet, let's just finish this two more. Sif Katan. She'en makirim hakol. Oh, so that's what I wanted to tell you, right? What does that mean that everybody knows? So what does that mean? Va'afilu im tzad yodim shehi melechet Israel shareh. Even if some Jews know that it belongs to a Jew, it will be mutar. If some Jews know, it's allowed, because it has to be not a public knowledge. So if some of the neighbors know that this belongs to a Jew, right? Some it will be allowed. It's again talking about where it's not in the middle of a city, outside of the city. Even though Haggah says over here, we should be concerned about people, his family or guests coming. שם שהיא מלאכת מחובר או סתם מחובר שאין בעליו נקרא עליו, החמירו בו ביותר. Over there, since everybody knows the name of this property is a Jew, there will be a shot, will be a asur. But here, let's say I'm in a city that has more mashut to it.
Yeah, but if
Right.
it's a horrible item,
We'll see that. We'll get there.
Mechubar means connected.
No, he's going to hit the next nekudah, but mechubdar more. Okay.
It says attached to the ground.
It's attached to the ground again, and it's shem ba'alav. It's more
Because it's
nekudah.
attached to the ground.
But nekudah is that it's everybody knows this is the Jews. This is the Jewish
Not
property.
everybody, even if some people know he's saying.
No, some people put mutar. He's now explaining
not by
why it's going to be asur when it's.
Not by Mechubar.
שם שהיא מלאכת מחובר או סתם מחובר שם בעליו לא נקרא עליו. Over there explaining.
Because there he says we're worried that even your household will will think that you're hiring by
Oh,
the day.
right,
Why
because
do we worry
it's
about
more
the
tangible.
household? The second ago we just said, even if some Jews know, it's allowed.
Yeah,
But
next-
there, some Jews make it asur because it's mechubar.
Right, okay, but let's see. So we'll see in a second more.
I gotta head out, but thank you.
But quicker, just one more סימן, סעיף קטן.
I have to go.
לפיכך, רצונו לומר, דסתם מחובר, הווה כאילו ידוע ומפורסם, שהיא של ישראל. So anything that's מחובר, it's below, that it's a Jewish
Yes,
place.
so even if some people know, it's still where we're machmir.
רצונו לומר,
because
דסתם
it's
מחובר, הווה כאילו ידוע.
Right. So even if not everyone knows, only some people know, it's like everyone knows.
Even little bit people know that it will be asur.
Yeah.
You hear the differentiation? Thank you, Rabbi. He says over there that if it's a property that has that even doesn't have a Jew's name on it, doesn't have, but since some people Jews know that this is being done work because his name is Shemin on it and his family, it will be concerned with his family knowing also. Okay. חצרו קוטלו, אוקיי. לפיכך, לא לומר, דסתם מחובר הווה כאילו ידוע. That since it's מפורסם שהיא של ישראל. So any tangible property will be known that it belongs to a Jew, therefore will be אסור. But over here, אפילו אם קצת יודעים שהיא מלאכת ישראל שרים. But how come, so in a place where some people know, מכירים הכל, שאין מכיר הכל. No, over here is also talking about מחובר. I don't know what is your saying. Over here, also talking about a house where it's in the place of scrupulosity. It's not in a Jewish neighborhood. Yaakov said. Okay, so I don't know. Not over there, where there was when there was a city of a goyim and the property of a Jew. So since some people know it belongs to the Jew, we're not worried about that. Right? We're not worried about that. Yeah. But as long as not everybody knows about it. Right?
I don't think it's that they know that it belongs to. They know the work is being done the right way. Like,
By a Jew, you mean?
He paid the guy.
No. Again, if it's in the city, will be in the Jewish neighborhood. Jeshem will be asur. But in the non-Jewish neighborhood will be mutar.
Yeah, but if they know that the guy has a property somewhere else, and they know that this guy is paying for the job, so a little group knows that this guy is paying for the job, so you're not worried about anyone else walking around, a visitor walking on that town. You're not worried about them because your group knows. Your group is.
כן מגריר, אפילו קצת יודעים שהיא מלאכת ישראל. שואלים, אגב, דמורה כמובן דמגרת, יש נחוש לאורחים ובני הגנתו של אותו, שם שהיא מלאכת מחובר, הוא סתם מחובר שם בעליו המקלט. So which work is done here that it's not מחובר? I don't understand. We are talking about מחובר. אחר וקוצץ בדמים ואינו יהודי עושה לעצמו והולגה פיה. So we have to say, this whole siman is talking about what? It's talking about you gave a goy to do sewing for you. Need a dress for Shabbat, for Chatuna, for your daughter. You're marrying off your daughter, and you give a goy to do a dress for you. So that's what we're talking about here,
Okay.
right?
But everyone knows that they might work in, you pay for the job, it's not an hourly.
Right. So that's the question. Yeah, so that's why when the Bach is over here introducing us that he's doing it in the goyish house.
But he also
He's
gave
not
an
doing it in your
example of
house.
Something that's tangible, no?
Right, that's what he's talking about. That's what we went ahead with the end of the siman, where you see that he's doing about work on a building. The whole beginning of the siman is talking about working on tangible items, like a car repair, movable items, or dress, sewing.
That's considered tangible or not tangible?
Untangible items.
No, but
Right.
you said that they take the clothing outside.
Right.
And then now you know that they did it for
So
the-
this is I misscrewed the whole thing. I misconstructed the whole thing over here. It's talking about specifically items that are movable items, and then at the end he's talking about now. He start talking about items that are tangible, that are standing. So that it makes more sense. He's talking about. That's why he's telling us that he's doing it in the house. That's why the Bach. Okay, I got it. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Here we're learning.
So things that are not tangible is mutar.
Things that are not tangible.
Car, dress.
No, right. Will be mutar as long as it's done in the goy's property, but it's done and hidden. it's not in hidden. Not everybody sees that it belongs to the Jew. Okay, anything that's that will be asur. But in reference to properties, where the Hagas is talking about, since they are tangible and they're not movable properties, even we should be even the children of the father will say he's allowing work to be done on Shabbat. Even that we should be suspicious. Okay. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen.